Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and my Switch needs to update itself before Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Except I'm not gonna let it. Last time, we discovered that Nia was being held in the Titan battleship and that she's going to be executed. And in this episode, we're going to go and build ourselves a blade in order to get Tora's help, in order to stop her from being executed, in order to, I don't know, pay back our debt. I guess we kind of do owe her life, or whatnot. Anyway, in order to go about getting the parts we need, we could speak to this person. Wow, that's kind of creepy. Oof, 40,000, huh? Oh, interesting. So yeah, you can either spend 12,000 gold and buy the Bion connectors, or you can actually just salvage for them. And that's pretty much the route I'm going to be taking since I don't have 12,000 right now. If you want to spend all that cash on the Bion connectors, hey, more power to you. It might actually work out a little bit better for you than using the perfect range sensors. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, hey, it's a guy that's identical to the guy who was walking up on the other side. Wow, you guys are terrible. Although I feel like Rex might actually be able to pass off as a blade with that core crystal in his chest. Not that it'll help though, because that would make him the blade with the emerald core crystal. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, how did no one catch that? Maybe Padraig is just an idiot. No, he's definitely just an idiot. Oh, well, that's handy. So yeah, getting the perfect range sensor, that's basically trivial. You can just do this quest and get it, and it's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to do it, so... Oh well. Let's do Artificial Blade Parts number 2 first, because that clearly makes a lot of sense. And ignore every side quest we see along the way, because I don't want to do them yet. Anyway, where we need to go, do you see that little bridge sticking out of that, I guess, outcropping island, whatever? We need to head right for that, so I'm just basically going to jump straight off this cliff into the Cloud Sea. Whee! If you jump off the edge of a Titan during high tide, you won't die, you'll just land in the Cloud Sea. That doesn't necessarily mean there's a way out of the Cloud Sea very quickly, but at the very least you won't die immediately. If you jump off the Titan during low tide, you will just straight up die and you'll spawn at the nearest landmark. You want to be kind of careful around here, because the actual enemies are all level 40, but the guy you're looking for is this little boy over here. Kind of odd that our target is like the weakest thing here when there are a bunch of level 40s around, but oh well. Gameplay and story segregation, I suppose. I don't know why, but for some reason the Xenoblade subreddit just loves this hoodie for Pyra. I mean, it's cute, I guess, but I don't know, I feel like they go just a little bit beyond loving the outfit.
Okay, bring it on.
Anyway, we can take care of this guy pretty easy. As you may notice there, we have our Wind Knuckle Claw charging up there. Basically, in order to actually use other blades you have engaged in battle besides the one you start out with, you have to wait for their cooldown to come off first. That's basically the trade-off of having other blades in other slots. So eventually, our Wind Knuckle Claw will be off cooldown and we'll be able to actually use her if we so chose. We can switch to her by pressing C right on the other Joy-Con there, like, watch. Like this. Although, you know, the thing died immediately, so I didn't really get to show her off, but I mean, that's basically the gist of it. And you may notice there, you can cancel your auto attacks, your arts, and not your specials into a blade switch like that. You can actually cancel blade switches into specials or arts though, so keep that in mind. Oh, one more thing I don't think I quite mentioned. When you activate a blade switch, in exchange for having to wait for your blade to come off cooldown, all of their arts will be off cooldown. Which is really, really nice, except for the fact that when you switch a blade, you gotta keep in mind that the blade you switched off of now has to go into cooldown themselves. So it's all kind of like a matter of balancing which blade you're going to use for which situation and managing their cooldowns appropriately. There's an accessory that we're going to be able to get way later in the game during Chapter 6 that kind of alleviates the trouble we have to go through in order to switch out blades. Like, it basically reduces your cooldown time, and we'll be collecting a whole bunch of those, but for right now you're just going to have to suffer through the whole cooldown. The thing about switching blades, though, is that it lets you access far more blade combos than you otherwise could, which is really, really nice. It's generally a good idea to stack 3 different elements of blades onto a one party member. Although there are some situations where you might want to actually equip 2 blades of the same element on one character because both of those blades are really, really strong. I can think of one such situation right now. By the way, in the last episode, we opened a treasure chest nearby with an item called an Overdrive Protocol. That lets you switch blades to a different driver, but you can only do that once per Overdrive Protocol, and you will only get 3 from treasure chests for the entire game. You can get more by maxing out a driver's affinity chart, but you're not going to do that until you hit level 90 anyway, so by then it'll be very, very late. When it comes to overdriving, you can overdrive to whoever you want if you think it's a good idea, but don't overdrive to Rex. Whatever you do. Just trust me on that one, viewers. By the same vein, we also got some core crystals that we could open right now. Also, don't open core crystals on Rex. You'll see why I tell you not to do either of those later. But yeah, just save your core crystals for now. Anyway, we need to fish up a few Bion connectors. Basically, what we need to do is we need to buy like a whole bunch of cylinders. I'm going to buy 3 silver cylinders, and I think I'll just hold off on normal cylinders for right now. Basically, just like core crystals, higher ranks, I guess you could call them, or rarities of cylinders, are more likely to yield rarer items upon salvaging. So silvers are the best we can buy right now, and they're more likely to yield Bion connectors than the normal ones are. Fucking normies. Anyway, the salvage point we're looking for is right over here at Sayet's chief's residence. I'm going to use a normal crystal so I can relearn the QT. Oh!
Shouldn't be too long.
A, and B. Okay. What I was oohing about, apparently our Wind Knuckleclaw has salvaging mastery for one of her field skills. That's really good. I didn't even know that they could have that. Basically what salvaging mastery does is it increases the rarity of what you can pull out of salvaging, which is really, really good. As a matter of fact, I rarely ever see common blades with salvaging mastery this early in the game. Usually I have to use rare blades with salvaging mastery in order to achieve this, but no, we just got a common blade right off the bat with salvaging mastery.
Why not?
Get the word and I will unleash my fire.
Gotcha.
Let's keep this up
really
and
nice
We can
though.
do this all day.
Let's see what else we have by way of field skills for Karen, actually. Now I'm kind of curious. Ugh. Oh, this is a bad affinity chart. Yeah, there's hardly anything to do with here, or work with. Oof. There's Wind Mastery up to level 3, which is not terrible, but not good. And level 1 Salvaging Mastery. I guess we have the luck of the draw with Salvaging Mastery and absolute garbage in everywhere else. Anyway, we've got 2 of our Bion connectors here. Oh yeah, we got a... Goddamn. we got to... Let's see what our quest progress is in our log. Yeah, we got 2 of the 3 biome connectors already.
Treasure acquired.
Is this going to be the last of them? No, it's just a chain of keys. Ha, get it? Because it's a keychain. Anyway, yeah, wow, that was fast. Normally I don't get biome connectors pretty much ever with normal cylinders, but we got really lucky with salvaging mastery. I don't actually know how much the QTE influences your odds of getting good items out of this,
Looks like it'll be something good.
but I imagine it at least has somewhat of an effect, and generally speaking, good QTE practice tends to get you less enemies to show up. I mean, obviously that's not quite true here, but
We lost the upper
oh well.
hand.
Also, you may notice that even though this guy's level 3, it's still aggroing on us.
Yeah, yeah.
Generally speaking, a monster won't aggro you on sight if you're several levels higher than it, but all monsters that you pull out of salvaging will aggro on you regardless of your level, so yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Generally speaking, though, you'll probably be higher level than anything you fish out of the ocean, or Cloud Sea.
Easy peasy. You're all mine.
Yep, there we go. There's all our biome connectors. So I got really lucky there and pulled it in 1 normal and 1 silver just because of salvaging mastery. Normally, you'd probably want to just use as many silvers as you can afford, and you'd also probably want to save the game beforehand so that in case you just get SOL and you end up not getting any in 3, you can just reset the game. I didn't save my game beforehand, mostly because I don't feel comfortable doing that during a recording session. You know, in case one of the videos gets severely crapped out, which I've already had happen to me once during this Let's Play, where I basically lost about 30 minutes of footage, so... Fortunately, I had a save I could back up with, so that was nice, but... Yeah, I don't have that luxury as much in this game, because in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there's only 1 save file, which sucks. Anyway, yeah, now we can return to Tora's house and finally finish off that artificial blade.
Okay, all finished.
It's really complete.
Very complete. Just need to apply energy charge to activate.
Tora, our friend's execution draws near. There's no time to lose. Make haste.
I know. Oh, okay, artificial blade. It's wakey
That
time.
won't do, Tora.
What Tora do wrong?
You can't keep calling her Artificial Blade. As her creator, the least you can do is give her a proper name.
Oh, well... Actually, friends, Tora did think of name for her. Very good name.
Nice. Then I guess there's no problem.
Well, why don't you introduce us, Tora?
Right away. Now, wakey. Tora's very own blade. Oh, Poppy. Poppy?
How may I be of service, Master?
Oh, wait a minute! Oh, forget you see that. Tora must change the settings.
The settings?
This time should be okay. Second time go best. Power on!
Master Pawn.
I did it! Tora's masterpiece. World's first artificial blade. Poppy!
Whoa!
Incredible!
That is really quite something.
Tora did good, huh? You impressed? Tora is a very big success?
Absolutely. You're amazing, Tora. Though I was pretty surprised before, when she was all, you know.
Forget about it. That's not Tora's fault. That was, Grampy Grampy Susu made settings. Yes, definitely Grampy fault.
Are you sure, Tora?
Yes, Grampy Yes.
Well, let's not dwell on that. Rex, let's go rescue Nia and Drolek.
No time to lose.
Anyway, my name Poppy. Poppy try hard to make Master Pawn proud.
Oh, yeah. That shrew thinks she owns the place. Just because she curries favour with the Emperor. If only I'd got the Aegis myself, I could have returned home in triumph. Or sold her to Bana for a tiny sum. But it's not over. I refuse to let this place be the end of me. I will not be left to rot in this flea-bitten backwater. Captain Patrick!
Yes, sir.
Double the number of guardsmen. Round up whoever you can find. We're going to find that Aegis before Morag gets her paws on her!
Sir, as you wish, sir.
Watch and learn, Morag Lader.
One thing I appreciate about this game is that it still makes me laugh from my core, even when scenes I've seen twice already. Also, the fact that, like, there were at least 5 thumbnails and 3 potential profile pictures I could pull from that cutscene alone, including my current one. Unfortunately, now we have to get into the exact reason why I don't like Tora as a party member. Tiger. Oh boy. I'll explain, I guess, a little bit after basically what this game is. So basically what we have here is a silly little mini game, which apparently you can attack in. Oh, whoa. Except the turtles, I guess? Or these. Alright then. Yeah, so basically what you have here is a minigame. It's an auto-scrolling, downwards thingy. You gotta go all the way to the bottom, and then all the way back to the top in order to actually complete the level. And you can collect these ether crystals here along the way, as well as treasure chests, which you can use to get items. So in and of itself, it's actually not a terrible minigame. It's just what they make you do with this minigame that really sucks. Like, unbelievably sucks. But I'll explain that a little bit more after I finish this level, I guess. You know, I'm not actually doing too terribly at it now. I guess I don't know. I was horrible at this before, but now that I actually know that you can attack during this, which I didn't before, but I do now. As a matter of fact, I feel like a lot of people didn't know that you could attack. Although apparently you can't do it on your way back up, which sucks, but whatever. Also, apparently they added an easy mode during one of the update patches. I don't remember when, but yeah, that's nice, I suppose. Oh god. Oh, I made it. And that essentially is Tiger. Anyway, so yeah, you see the ether you have under your score there? That's how many ether crystals you get out of your run-through of this game, I guess you could say. In any case, basically, you may have noticed there we got some interesting items out of doing that as well as ether crystals. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, Poppy and Tora are not your typical driver-blade combination. I'll put him in the front just so we can test him out a little bit. I'll show it off here. So Tora, being a not real driver, can't resonate with core crystals, so his blades are essentially 3 different forms of Poppy here. We start off with Poppy Alpha. You know, Alpha by name, Alpha by... You get the idea. Poppy Alpha is by default a tank, but you can swap that out if you want to. And she has her own affinity chart and everything, just like a normal blade. But what you have instead of aux cores, and what you have in order to customize what she can do, is basically Poppy Swap. Which is essentially something that lets you... oh, not enough... Okay. Oh, I guess we can't fit that in. Anyway, so yeah, basically what we have here is Poppy Swap up to a certain maximum energy output, which you can upgrade with ether crystals, I guess, apparently. You can equip modules here in Poppy Swap that basically substitutes what she can have for aux cores. And that's every form of Poppy has this sort of a thing, I guess you could say. I'm not really too well versed in Poppy Swap because I've never done it before. Because in order to actually really get anywhere with Poppy Swap, like at all, you basically have to grind Tiger over and over and over and over for thousands of ether crystals. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Okay. Okay, Tora. Okay, buddy. I've never heard that before because I don't use Tora that often. But yeah, Tiger and like this whole Poppy Swap fiasco, it just really takes the cake for bad game design decisions. Like, okay, there are a lot of bad design decisions they made with this game. The Rare Blade Gotcha system, field skills, those are all really bad design decisions. Poppy Swap is horrific. I don't like the idea of having to spend that many hours just trying to make at least one of 3 forms of the same blade useful in battle, instead of aux cores, which you can find just by playing the video game, and you can refine pretty easily. It's stupid, it's tedious, and I'm going to be ignoring Poppy Swap for the entire game, just like I did with my guide. The good thing about it is that even if you decide to completely ignore Poppy and Tiger and Poppy Swap, you can still make it through just fine with this game. There's another tank character that you'll get later on in the game that's just as good, if not better, than Tora. It's certainly significantly less annoying than Tora, I'll say that much. So you don't have to worry about that, but I'm going to assume that you actually want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 instead of spending hours doing something tedious. So, yeah. We're gonna ignore this whole Poppy Swap thing for the entire game. Sorry, viewers. I understand and I'm well aware that all forms of Poppy are actually pretty busted, but it's just not worth it. It's really not when I can make my way through the entire game and just about all of the post-game just fine without her. I mean, heck, I've even beaten the strongest super boss in the game without using Tora or Poppy. I mean, okay, it wasn't in 19 seconds, but it was still fast. Anywho, yeah, so that's basically my spiel about Tora. If you like using her, and if you are so inclined to spend the time grinding Tora and Tiger, then by all means go for it.
Inside box.
But
Treats or socks.
oh my god, I don't know whether I like that or hate that sing-songy crap he's been doing. Anyway, yeah, so Tora, take it or leave it. By the time we get a different tank, I'm just gonna replace him.
There is Titan warship.
Quite the impressive Titan. Another sign that Mor Ardain is readying once more for war with Uriah.
Look. That route goes right to the ship, just like Pyra said.
Yes, yes.
We should be able to climb down over here. Let's go.
Okay.
Off we go.
Understood.
Alright then. I do feel kind of bad about bad-mathing Tora like that, but I just really don't like him, and I really don't like what they did with him. At least gameplay, well, even somewhat storyline-wise, but especially gameplay-wise, I really don't like what they did with him. But, oh well. On a brighter note, in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're gonna be infiltrating the Titan warship. See you guys then.